Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. My name is Nafi Akbar. I am from Higher Intermediate for student. Today I want to present my presentation about Boeing 737 MAX should be banned for flying. First of all, what is Boeing 737 MAX? It's from 737 series that Boeing company made since 1960s for short-term and low-ticket price and beat its rivalry, the Airbus A320. In 2016, Boeing released the new 737 MAX. It has new update that the new engine has more efficient, 50% efficient fuel, and the 737 MAX became the hottest selling plane in the market. But 737 MAX it's just a 1960s aircraft design with a new engine under the wing that could turn into a deadly. Boeing 737 MAX should be banned for flying due to several reasons, such as software problems, training issues, and a high number of accidents. The first reason is software problems. Boeing 737 MAX has a new software named Maneuvering Characteristic Augmentation Software, or it called MCAS. This MCAS helped the 737 MAX to stabilize the plane after takeoff, but Boeing didn't update the MCAS software because the Boeing didn't update the MCAS software, so the plane couldn't stable or could lose the altitude. Many pilots that ever tried the 737 MAX complain about the plane because the plane suddenly nosing down. The MCAS software can be turned off and the pilot can take the plane manually, but it's still dangerous if the software is turned off. Boeing 737 MAX series has a new engine replacement. The new engine replacement is different than the previous model. The engine is a little bit above the wing, but that minor change could have an effect too. When the 737 MAX is full thrust, the nose is pointing too far upward from the safe zone. The second reason is the training issue. Notice that the Boeing 737 MAX for the pilot can take 1 until 2 hours from iPad training before entering the cockpit. But the iPad training it's not even close to sufficient. Even though Boeing 737 has 1 until 2 hours of iPad training, they didn't even mention the MCAS software. It could be the pilot will lack about it or didn't know anything about it when flying the plane. In 2017, Lion Air had asked Boeing to train their pilot for the 737 MAX, but the Boeing company refused Lion Air because 737 MAX is from 737 Boeing that many amateur pilot can easily fly the plane. The third reason is a high number of accidents. On October 29, 2018, Lion Air flight JT610 took off from Jakarta to Pangkal Pinang and crashed into Java Sea 12 minutes after takeoff. 5 months later, Ethiopian Air flight ET302 crashed in Bishoftu, Ethiopia. 2 deadly crashes in a period time within 346 victims in total. Both airline companies were operating the same plane and the crash evidence because the MCAS failure. This is the data from the both plane from the JT610 and Ethiopian ET302. The data shows up the plane didn't stable, and the plane is lost its control and speed. After the Ethiopian airline crash, the Boeing stock price dropped dramatically up to $40 billion, and their shipments dropped by 54% from around 200 aircraft from 2018 to 90 aircraft in 2019. Because after the 2 deadly crashes, many airline companies become untrustworthy, and for safety they would buy the 737 MAX rifle, the A320neo, and they canceled their order plan about the 737 MAX. For example, like Indonesian airline company like Garuda Indonesia, which canceled their 49 737 MAX planes. In brief, because it was the 1960s aircraft model that has the new engine under the wing, 737 MAX should be banned for flying after the 2 deadly crash that caused 346 deaths. And the Airbus A320neo is a second choice for the airline companies for safety and short-haul flights. 737 MAX has so many issues that have to be evaluated now because it will harm other companies, and company itself. If the FAA or Federal Aviation Administration wants Boeing to fly the 737 MAX, Boeing should remove the MCAS software or update it for the safety reason. And the training for the 737 MAX should be updated from the Boeing, not only for the 737 MAX, but also for the other 737 series like 737-800. And maybe Boeing should make a new design plane after the 737 MAX. That's all from my presentation. I apologize if there any mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.